Hello YouTubians, Sparksy the Avatar here, back with another video. Again, we are in Horizon Worlds, and today we're actually going to go over Horizon Worlds. Before we get into this video, let's do the normal YouTube things. If you like the content that DeFi Defenders is putting out, please leave a like on the video, share the video. Let's get this out there. We want to make sure that everybody's ready for the metaverse, getting into the metaverse, and learning about digital currency and cryptos and everything else. So definitely throw a like, follow throw a subscription, follow the channel, and we'll continue to put out good content for you. So we're gonna dive in. We're already in Horizon World, so as you can see, this is the home screen for Horizon Worlds. And if we did, so this is going to be our menu. So in Horizon Worlds, what's really cool is people are creating these worlds, and you can go there and you can visit and do different activities, whatever that activity is in that world. So I know me and Crypto Seas, we've gone to Wendy's verse and thrown frisbees around. I know that they have shooting games like you see here. But what also is really cool is you can bring, whoever your friends are. So got friend request. Let's accept that friend request while we're here. Oh, that one. We're going to accept. Miss FYI is also one of our DeFi Defender members, so that's cool. But yeah, so you can join different worlds and go into those worlds and do whatever those activities are, or you can create your own world. So I'm going to go in and show you a little bit of that. So if we go into create, now, as you see, I already have some stuff going, but we are going to go into, let's just go into a new world. And now when you go into a new world, you can choose, you can have some of this stuff already there, some trees, grassy meadow. You can just go into a blank world, and then they have some of these rich environments is what they call them. So, depending on what you're going for when you're creating your world, PvP arenas, so on and so forth. So they do have some pre-made things in here for you if you want to go through them, if something kind of fits what you're looking for, and then you just go in and change it. But we're going to go into the blank world. We're going to hit create, just so we can get a little grasp on some of the techniques. Alright, so now we're in our blank world. So there is a tutorial that when you first come in here, Horizon Worlds does for you, and explains a lot of things, and we're going to go over those basics here in this video as well. So you see here in my right controller, if I go down, it's going, see how it says build? So that's going to be your build mode. So right now we're in preview mode, so we can walk around if we had anything here, and this is, I'm using the joysticks, just not hitting the down button on the right, but you can see we can walk around here. If I hit down, now here's where the fun begins. So now we're on, so remember in the first video I said there's the triggers, and then there's the side triggers. If you hold those side triggers and do like a breaststroke motion when you're swimming, or if you drag in with them, you can go in and out. So that's how you move around. If you just use the right, you can move yourself to the right. If I just use the left, I can move myself to the left. So you can move all around that way, in and out. If you want to enter, see right here it says preview, so that would enter me back into that first view. So if I go up on the joystick, it's going to instantly put me where that little blue person is. And then you can see there's a lot of commands here. So we had redo, you have undo, and you have snap. So if you wanted something, you know, two objects to snap together, that you would use that button. And then we have grab, so that's just the normal grab over here. And then we have duplicate, so if you wanted to easily, if you created, if you put a block down there and you wanted to create the same block again, you could just duplicate it, so you don't have to pull from the menu again and then resize and do everything that way. And then we have lock, so if you want to lock something into place and have it not move. And then we have paint, and that's how you would change colors on things. So we are going to, if you hit, remember in the first video I said the menu button, this is where this comes into place. When you hit the menu button in Horizon Worlds, when you're going to create, it's going to bring up this screen. So you have shapes, so all these different shapes that you can pull out and place. So this, we'll pull out the circle, so you can see, you just stick that little hand in there and grab it out, and now we have this. And you use the trigger button. So we are going to put that circle there. We'll pull out this cone, little birthday hat. And we'll pull out this cube and put that down there. Alright, and then you have gizmos. So there's all kinds of gizmos in here. You can put doors, text, triggers. You can put sounds. So if when somebody enters your world, it'll say something, like a welcome message or whatnot. If you create, you know, you can do like firing ranges. You can do projectile launchers and stuff like that. And then sounds, so this goes more into the in-depth stuff. I feel a lot of the gizmos and the sounds, so we won't really cover a lot of these, but there is so many sounds. But these, like when you're scripting something, like yeah, so if we just hover over it, it's going to make the sound. But if you're scripting something, if we were doing a shooting range and you wanted your blaster pistol to sound like a blaster pistol, you could use the sounds to make it sound like that. Then you got background music, so we can, or sounds, so if you just want it, while people were in your world, if you wanted it to sound like they're next to the ocean, you could put that on. Then they got music. And again, if you just hover over, I'm not clicking anything, I'm just hovering it over, and you'll be able to hear what that is. Alright, and now this is the style, so that if you wanted to change a color, so we can, if we sit here and select red, and then now you see, if I put it in here, it's going to give it that option, and then if I click the trigger, now that's red. If we wanted to make this the sphere green, and then make the cone blue. Now we got that. And then you can give things different textures. So if we wanted, let's go back up to the red. So if we wanted this block to have that texture, now you can see it has that rough texture right there. And then you have the world screen. So if you were done with your world and you're ready to publish it, this is where you would come. You can name it, give it a description, a rating, if you want it to be visible to the public, if it's just a beta, all those things, all in here. Okay, so we have our squares. You're ready to create whatever world you're going to create. If you grab with this hand, and then now if I'm grabbing with both hands, as you can see, I can drag, make it big, make it small. If you just drag from this side, you can make it long. You can pick it up and move it. If we wanted to make it taller, so we can make And I mean, it's super easy. I mean, this wall is super heavy for me right now. Place it right there. And then we can take this. Rotate it. Boom. I don't know. Just moving stuff around, showing you how easy it is to move if we wanted to stretch that cone out. And you could physically move out of the way. And then now we got like a pyramid. You can put the ball on top. You can even, so we could turn it like this. Pull this all the way out. Put that there. And put that there. So as you see, everything is super customizable. And then if we wanted to go, if you hit preview mode, so now we're not in build mode anymore, we're in preview mode, which is when we're in this view, it's the up joystick here. Now we go back into preview, and now you can see how big this structure that we just did actually is. I mean, it's huge. So you can bounce back and forth between preview and build. So we can go back into build. We can zoom out, move it around. We can go around it so we can see like we're a little off. So that's a little bit better. Now the ball's off. And we can, so, see, this is where a person, when you go into preview mode, this is where, wherever this thing is, that's where you're going to pop to right away. So if we move this to this back corner over here, now if we go back into preview mode, now we're over here and viewing it. So, and this is really good. In the other view, maybe we didn't really see that there's a gap at the bottom. But now that we're in preview mode, we can see that there's a gap and we can go fix that. So when I'm doing this and creating the world, see how, I mean, I can kind of, if I lean down, I can see there's a gap. But I'm constantly popping back and forth. When I'm doing this, I'm constantly popping back and forth between preview mode and build mode, just to make sure that how I'm seeing it in this view is how a person's going to see it when they come in. So just to go, so if you wanted to duplicate, so I just duplicated twice. So if we just, you hold that button, didn't hold it. And then we can let's make a snowman. We're gonna make this one a little bit bigger. Then we can go into paint. So the last color that I had when I was painting was this red color. So when I hit paint, that's going to be the color that it is. So if I hit menu, trigger, we're going to pull this back over here. We're going to, let's see. It's a good, No, maybe this one? Puffy? That kind of looks like snow, right? Then we can go in. Right. So we just made a couple buttons. We're gonna put these down. So we just made a couple buttons. Let's paint them first. I guess it'd be the same thing for two eyes made out of gold. And then we need a nose, right? Paint that. Is this a good carrot color? It looks like a carrot. And then we'll use some macaroni. Alright, and there we go. We just made a snowman really quick. Not the best snowman. Mouth looks a little weird. Yeah, so there's our giant snowman. If we go back into preview mode, so now you're going to see a giant snowman over there. We can walk over to it. And it really, I mean, look how big it is. Alright, so then the other thing that we haven't really gone over is the snap. So if you hit the down button on the left joystick, what you'll see when you pick something up is now you have this grid all around. So if you go to place something, see how it snapped it to where it thinks you want it. So sometimes it's definitely helpful depending on what you're trying to do. I turn it on only when I need to turn it on. I don't have it on all the time because sometimes it will, like right now I'm trying to get it so that it would be just on top of the other ball, but it's snapping it so it's, yeah, see how it keeps snapping it so it's down there instead of halfway. So sometimes, you know, you might just want to try to do it as much manually. But yeah, that pretty much covers your movement up and down. You can pick everything up. So this is your whole world. It's all with the triggers. So depending on the side triggers, sorry, whatever direction you're trying to move. It makes it super simple and easy. So if you ever want to move a bunch of things together, you're gonna hit the grab button, hold it down, and then see how now the blue box is over there. If I keep going up, the blue box is gonna get bigger. Now you want to make sure that you get everything in there, that everything's, so if you see, doesn't look like this eye over here wants to come with it. So now when I go to grab it, it's going to see that eye didn't want to come. Oh, that's because I locked it. Okay, so there's a lock feature right here. If you hit that, you can lock. So it'll put this red box around an item, and then it will lock it in place so you can't move it. Unless you go to unlock and you click it again, and then it'll be this yellow box. So now we can go and grab, and I can grab and move. Oop. So now, if we do that same thing, we're going to hold grab. We're going to scroll over everything that we want, make sure it's all blinking. Now so we're going to hold grab. We're going to scroll, make sure we selected everything that we want. And now we can pick it up and put that whole thing together. You can group it all. So now that everything's selected together right here, if we go left, now this whole thing's grouped. So no matter what we do, so now we don't have to select the whole thing. Like we don't have to go in and get all the boxes. This whole thing will move together no matter what, unless we ungroup it. And then if you wanted to pick this whole thing up, if you hold the grab button, see how you have shrink cursor and grow cursor? So you can grow your cursor, make it really big, and then it makes it easy to select everything in here. Then we're going to hit grab. You can check out, you can duplicate it right here, so now we'll have 2 of these. Or you can hit properties, so that'll bring up the property. So depending on what it is, whether it, you know, it's part of your script or not, these are all options. It'll all be different depending on what object it is. And there's a bunch of different settings that you can do in here, so you can really come in and make it pretty customized to whatever you want it to do. That's all I got for you today. This is Sparksy the Avatar with DeFi Defenders. Don't forget, again, like, comment, share if you want us to continue to put out this information. And I will catch you on the next one.